Hello, everyone. Welcome to the History of the World. I am your host, ABZ. Here we will embark on a journey to the past and unravel mysteries that shaped our world. This is the place where curiosity meets exploration, where knowledge collides with wonder, and where the past, present, and future converge. On this channel, we're committed to bring you captivating stories that will leave you inspired. In this inaugural episode, we'll be taking you on a thrilling ride through the lost city of Atlantis. Prepare to be amazed, enlightened, and entertained, because this is just the beginning of an incredible journey we'll be sharing with you. So, without further ado, let's dive into the adventure. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. It's time to start exploring the world with us on HOW. Let's go. Atlantis. Is it real, or is it merely a myth? Let us find out together, the enigma that has captured the imagination of generations. Our story begins with the ancient philosopher Plato, who first mentioned Atlantis around 360 BC in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. According to Plato, Atlantis was a powerful, advanced civilization that ultimately sank into the depths of the ocean. But was it real, or just a figment of his imagination? In Plato's account, Atlantis was described as a vast island or continent located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which is widely believed to refer to the Strait of Gibraltar. This placement has led many to speculate that Atlantis might have existed somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. However, the exact location remains a subject of debate. Plato's account is notable for its unique depiction of Atlantis. He described the island as consisting of concentric rings of water and land. At the heart of Atlantis lay the central island, which was the largest and most significant and powerful part of the civilization, while rings of water and land alternated around it. This island was home to the royal palace, the ruling elite, and the most advanced technology and infrastructure. It was the cultural, political, and economic center of Atlantis. The alternating rings of water and land were connected by a series of canals and waterways. Plato also described the geography of Atlantis in terms of its natural resources. The island had fertile plains, mountains, and an abundance of minerals, including precious metals like gold and silver. This wealth played a crucial role in Atlantis's power and prosperity. The strategic location of Atlantis beyond the Pillars of Hercules, in close proximity to the Mediterranean, gave it control over important trade routes. This location allowed Atlantis to exert its influence over neighboring regions and expand its empire. Plato's account suggests that Atlantis's geographic layout required sophisticated engineering and planning. The construction of canals, concentric rings, and the central island would have demanded advanced knowledge of architecture and hydrology. Plato's account portrays Atlantis as a highly advanced civilization during its golden age. The Atlanteans were known for their remarkable technological achievements. They possessed knowledge and capabilities that surpassed those of their contemporaries. One of the hallmarks of Atlantis was its impressive architecture and engineering feats. According to Plato, the island was adorned with magnificent buildings, temples, and palaces. The construction methods used by the Atlanteans were considered groundbreaking for their time. Atlantis boasted an advanced infrastructure that included an intricate network of canals and waterways connecting the concentric rings of land. These canals served as both transportation routes and irrigation systems, contributing to the prosperity and abundance of Atlantis. They allowed for efficient movement of goods and people throughout the island. The Atlanteans were skilled in agriculture, utilizing the fertile plains and advanced irrigation systems to produce bountiful harvests. This agricultural prosperity contributed to their overall wealth and well-being. Plato's account hints at the Atlanteans' expertise in metallurgy. They had access to valuable metals such as gold, silver, and orichalcum, a mysterious metal mentioned by Plato. The Atlanteans used these metals for various purposes, including ornamentation and trade. Atlantis was also known for its formidable navy and maritime prowess. Their advanced shipbuilding techniques allowed them to control the seas and establish dominance in naval affairs, enabling them to expand their influence across the known world. The advanced technology and resource-rich landscape of Atlantis contributed to its immense wealth and prosperity. The Atlanteans were considered one of the wealthiest and most powerful civilizations of their time. Beyond their technological prowess, the Atlanteans were credited with significant cultural achievements. Plato suggested that they were accomplished artists, philosophers, and scholars who made contributions to various fields of knowledge. Plato's account doesn't delve deeply into the social structure of Atlantis, but it does suggest that the society was organized and hierarchical. The ruling elite held significant power, and the society as a whole benefited from their advanced infrastructure and technology. According to Plato, the Atlantean army was a formidable force that played a central role in the civilization's dominance. They were known for their military might and strategic prowess. The soldiers of Atlantis were well equipped with advanced weaponry and armor. Plato's account suggests that they had access to cutting-edge technology, which gave them a significant advantage in battle. As mentioned earlier, the Atlanteans were not just powerful on land, but also at sea. Their naval forces were considered among the best in the ancient world. They controlled a vast fleet of ships, which allowed them to project their power and expand their empire through maritime trade and conquest. While specific details about Atlantean military strategy are limited in Plato's account, their ability to conquer and control vast territories suggests a high level of tactical sophistication and organization. One of the central themes in Plato's narrative is Atlantis's ambition for expansion. Fueled by their military might, the Atlanteans sought to conquer neighboring lands, including Athens and the Greek states. This desire for conquest ultimately led to their downfall. The Atlantean army's dominance had a profound impact on neighboring regions. Their control over trade routes and resources allowed them to exert influence over other societies and establish Atlantis as a dominant power in the known world. Plato's account emphasizes the moral decline of Atlantis as a key factor in its ultimate destruction. He highlights a significant conflict between Atlantis and Athens. The Atlanteans' excessive ambition and arrogance led them to attempt to conquer Athens and the Greek states, a decision that would ultimately lead to their downfall. However, they were defeated by the Athenians, which incited the wrath of the gods. According to Plato's narrative, the cataclysmic end of Atlantis was not a natural disaster, but a divine punishment. The gods decided to take action against the Atlanteans due to their excessive ambition and aggressive behavior. The Atlanteans' failed attempt to conquer Athens and other Greek states angered the gods. In response, the deities chose to intervene, unleashing a series of devastating events to punish Atlantis for its hubris. The cataclysmic events included powerful earthquakes that shook the very foundations of Atlantis. These seismic disturbances were a harbinger of the impending disaster, causing widespread destruction and chaos. Plato's account also mentions floods and inundation as part of the divine retribution. It is described that the seawaters surged and inundated Atlantis, causing massive flooding that submerged the land. The most dramatic aspect of Atlantis's demise is the suddenness with which it occurred. In a single day and night, the once mighty civilization was reduced to ruins and submerged beneath the ocean. disappearing from the face of the earth. Over the centuries, countless theories have emerged about where Atlantis might have been located. Some believe it was in the Mediterranean, others in the Caribbean, and some even argue for Antarctica. We'll explore some of these theories in our quest for the truth. One prominent theory places Atlantis in the Mediterranean Sea. Some researchers suggest that the island of Santorini, Thera, or Crete may have been part of the Atlantis civilization. The theory linking Santorini to Atlantis is based partly on geological evidence. Around 1600 BC, the island of Santorini experienced one of the most significant volcanic eruptions in recorded history. This eruption resulted in the destruction of the Minoan civilization on Crete and had far-reaching effects on the surrounding region. The Minoan civilization, located on the nearby island of Crete, was a powerful and advanced society during its time. The eruption of Santorini's volcano, known as the Minoan eruption, led to tsunamis and volcanic ash that devastated Crete and weakened the Minoans, eventually leading to their decline. Proponents of the Santorini theory argue that certain elements of Plato's description of Atlantis align with the events surrounding the Minoan eruption. For example, the catastrophic destruction of Atlantis in a single day and night bears some resemblance to the sudden and dramatic impact of the volcanic eruption. Santorini's geographic proximity to the Aegean Sea and the Mediterranean, as described by Plato, fits with his account of Atlantis being situated beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the Strait of Gibraltar, and near other powerful civilizations. Some researchers speculate that Santorini, or the island of Thera, might have been one of the central islands of Atlantis described by Plato. They suggest that Thera was a thriving part of Atlantis before the eruption. The Minoan eruption led to the creation of a massive caldera, resulting in the collapse of the central part of Santorini into the sea. This catastrophic event would have effectively sunk a significant portion of the island, potentially aligning with Plato's description of Atlantis's submersion. While the Santorini theory is compelling, it's not without its skeptics and challenges. Some researchers argue that the time gap between the Minoan eruption, around 1600 BC, and Plato's writings, around 360 BC, raises questions about the accuracy of historical accounts and the possibility of exaggeration. The theory linking Troy to Atlantis stems from geographical considerations. Troy, known for the legendary Trojan War described in Homer's Iliad, was situated in what is now modern-day Turkey, near the Dardanelles Strait. This location places it in the eastern Mediterranean, close to the ancient world's important trade routes. Troy was a significant city in antiquity, with a rich history dating back to the Bronze Age. Its prominence in ancient times suggests that it was part of an advanced civilization. Archaeological excavations at the site of ancient Troy, conducted by Heinrich Schliemann and later archaeologists, have uncovered impressive architectural remains and artifacts. These findings suggest that Troy was a prosperous and culturally advanced city. The geographical location of Troy, situated at the crossroads of major trade routes and near important ancient civilizations, aligns with Plato's description of Atlantis as a naval power controlling trade in the Mediterranean. While there is no direct mention of Atlantis in connection with Troy in classical texts, some researchers have speculated about potential connections between the two in ancient literature. They point to references and parallels in various ancient texts. It's important to note that the Troy-Atlantis connection is not a widely accepted theory and remains a topic of debate. Critics argue that there is no definitive evidence or direct historical account linking the two civilizations. Despite the skepticism, proponents of the Troy-Atlantis theory continue to explore the possibility that Atlantis may have had connections with other ancient societies, such as Troy, to account for its presence in the historical record. Some interpretations suggest that Atlantis may have been founded by survivors of the Trojan War, or that it had interactions with the Eastern Mediterranean cultures, contributing to its advanced civilization. In the Western Hemisphere, the Caribbean has also been proposed as a possible location for Atlantis. Researchers suggest that the Bahamas, specifically the Bimini Road Formation, might have been part of Atlantis due to its underwater structures and proximity to the Pillars of Hercules. The Azores Islands, located in the Atlantic Ocean, have been another area of interest. Some theories propose that these islands could be remnants of Atlantis, considering their position beyond the Strait of Gibraltar. A less conventional theory places Atlantis in South America, particularly in the Andes Mountains. Some proponents argue that Machu Picchu, with its advanced construction and astronomical alignments, could have ties to Atlantis. For the more adventurous theories, Antarctica has been suggested as a possible Atlantis location. Some researchers speculate that Atlantis may have existed on a now submerged portion of the continent before it was covered by ice. The Canary Islands, located off the northwest coast of Africa, have also been proposed as a possible location for Atlantis. These islands' geographical proximity to the Strait of Gibraltar has led some to consider them as a potential match. Finally, some theories go beyond specific islands or regions and propose that Atlantis may have been part of a lost continent, which sank beneath the ocean due to geological events. The search for the possible locations of Atlantis is a quest that spans centuries and continents. While the lost city of Atlantis remains elusive, modern technology and underwater archaeology have taken us to new depths in the search for this ancient enigma. Scientists and explorers continue to uncover clues that may one day lead us to its discovery. The unique geography and layout of Atlantis, as described by Plato, contribute to the allure and mystery of this ancient civilization. Whether it existed as a real place or was a product of Plato's imagination, the legend of Atlantis continues to intrigue us with its enigmatic landscape and advanced society. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. If you found it fascinating, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who share your curiosity. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring that notification bell so you never miss an adventure with us. We love hearing from you, so please drop a comment below with your thoughts, questions, or any topics you'd like to see us explore in future episodes. Your feedback fuels our journey. See you soon.